Some conspiracies are real. Some conspiracies are absolutely off the wall.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
And some are designed specifically to make ordinary people like you, who care about injustice and inequality in the world, hate Jews. If you, like me, spend a lot of time online, you'll probably have come across a lot of claims about the Rothschilds, that they have amassed 80% of the world's wealth, that they control every central bank in the world other than Russia's, and that they're responsible for instigating wars and controlling governments. The problem is, none of this is actually true.
Fake.
The Rothschilds were a wealthy banking family in the 19th century, but that was a long time ago. And now their descendants are scattered across the world with little in common other than a surname. Some of these people are rich, but nowhere near the levels of wealth of the richest people in the world today. Benjamin de Rothschild, a French businessman, has a net worth of $1.7 billion, but he's the only Rothschild in the Forbes rich list at number 1,121. And the world's richest man, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, is worth 65 times that. The closest thing to any Rothschild family business today is the Rothschilds Group investment banking company. They have annual profits of $70 million, but the world's largest company, Walmart, makes more than $120 billion annually. That's almost 2,000 times as much. And central banks like the Bank of England are of course state institutions and have nothing to do with any Rothschilds.
You just wrinkled my brain, man.
But why does this matter? Whether Benjamin de Rothschild is at number 1 in the world or at number 1,001, he can probably look after himself, right? It matters because this is a historic anti-Semitic trope that blames the world's problems not on capitalism or structural inequalities, but on conspiracies by secretive Jews. This is one of the peculiar aspects of anti-Semitism that some of us on the left are not so instinctively used to. Whereas many racisms punch down, calling other peoples inferior, anti-Semitism casts Jews as powerful overlords, conspiring and manipulating behind the scenes.
You want to bring down the cultural fabric of America because you're a Jew.
The Rothschilds family were Jewish and have featured in these anti-Semitic conspiracies since the 19th century, when Nathan Meyer Rothschild faced false accusations of profiteering from the Napoleonic Wars. Today, the trope of the conspiratorial Jew is often applied to George Soros, the Hungarian Jewish Holocaust survivor and liberal investor, cast by right-wingers as the Jew behind the scenes manipulating world events, and even falsely accused of being a Nazi collaborator himself.
Who's the puppet master? George Soros.
George Soros, who admitted on TV to having collaborated with the Nazis.
Other times, the term Zionist is used, not as part of a discussion about the situation in Israel and Palestine, or about the history of Zionism as an idea and a movement, but simply as code for Jews who control things. From the Zionist occupation government theory of fascists like Nick Griffin,
there is a disproportionate number of Jews involved in all levels of the mass media,
to the Rothschild Zionists of David Icke, and claims that Zionists control Western finance, politics, and media.
Bullshit.
And that's how you end up with memes like this, with a Rothschild, Soros, and others depicted as globalists, Zionists, or something else, all people who just happen to be Jewish.
You're kidding, what a crazy random happenstance.
People believe all kinds of things, and if you have a friend who thinks there was a second shooter behind the grassy knoll, you probably don't need to disown them.
You know how hard it's getting just to tell people I know you?
But anti-Semitic conspiracy theories have murderous consequences. The Nazis made heavy use of them, even producing a film about the Rothschilds. And they provided an essential justification for the Holocaust, the murder of 6 million Jews in Europe. And these anti-Semitic conspiracy theories continue to inspire violence today, like the recent killings in Pittsburgh, the worst act of anti-Semitic violence in America ever.
He's got an automatic weapon, he's firing out in front of the synagogue.
And that really is the aim of memes like this. It's to take a basic concern about inequality and injustice in the world and turn that from one conspiracy into the next into a hatred of Jews.
AstroTurf. You know who's responsible for that, don't you? The Jews.
So next time you see a Rothschilds meme, call it out. Racism of all kinds is only combated when we all play our part. And that means never staying silent when we see it, whether that's someone on the right or a comrade on the left.
Please don't do this.
And if you find this video useful, please send it to friends who aren't aware of these tropes. Let's make clear that Jews are always welcome in the labour movement, and anti-Semitism isn't.